The crash on Panama Lane that caused two people to lose their lives yesterday. The Bakersfield Police Department identified the driver as 46-year-old Lisa Kaur, and officials say this is not her first offense. With all of this, we wanted to take a deeper dive into the penalties for driving under the influence, especially when the person is a repeat offender. 23 ABC's Kristen Varton tells us more.
I am on the corner of Panama Lane and Hammond Way, where the community has created a memorial. As you can see behind me, there are candles as well as balloons, flowers, and even stuffed animals. All of this to pay respects to two people that lost their lives in a devastating DUI crash.
If you've already been convicted of DUI, you've received something called a Watson admonition. Basically, it's you acknowledging that drinking and driving is dangerous and can kill someone.
It wasn't the first DUI, but her fourth, where according to the Bakersfield Police Department, 46-year-old Lisa Kaur drove under the influence of a controlled substance, causing the death of a 10-year-old girl and 19-year-old man in South Bakersfield Wednesday afternoon. But while partner of law firm Cone Style says this is one of the worst DUI cases he's seen in his 20-year career, driving under the influence arrests happen way too often.
Only one county in the United States where you are statistically more likely to be killed by a drunk or impaired driver than you are in Kern County. That's embarrassing. I mean, that is a disgusting statistic that should embarrass our community leaders. It should embarrass the judges in our community.
According to national statistics Cone Style shared with us, the first three offenses are misdemeanors. But even if it's the first or the fourth time, Clark says it can result in a felony when driving under the influence results in an injury or a death.
It comes to a death involving a drunk driving, or in this instance, a drug driving case. You can actually charge that person with murder. We're one of the rare states where you can do that. That law actually originated out of Kern County. The local Mothers Against Drunk Driving representative, Carla Pearson, when she lost her son, she made it a point in California to make that the law.
According to drivinglaws.org, the penalties can vary. At a minimum, a DUI offender who causes a death and is charged with negligent vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated can face up to a year in jail and a maximum of $1,000 in fines. If they're convicted of second-degree murder, that's a felony and can result in 15 years to life in prison. But Clark says even with a misdemeanor, a quote, slap on the wrist may not solve the issue.
In our community, what you typically see happen is a DUI defendant in a misdemeanor case receives a minimal sentence. And on that first DUI, it almost certainly means they're not going to do any jail time. They're going to pay a fine. They're going to be placed on probation. Their license is likely suspended. The second and third DUI are more severe, but none of it is apparently severe enough to change people's behavior.
And the Bakersfield Police Department says that this investigation is still ongoing. And of course, we'll bring you more information as soon as it comes into our newsroom. In Bakersfield, Kristen Varton, 23 ABC News, connecting you.